Okay guys, so we're finishing the week, Saturday the 28th, on this mixed interval session with a quarterfinal and semi-final focus. It's a little bit different. We've got the 30-second freestanding handstand holds at the start and end of each working block. If you're really good on your hands, these might not be a huge issue for you, but I think it's going to get really, really challenging, especially the second 30 seconds. So that at the end of each block. Ideally, the way to do this is to have a training partner and work one-to-one all the way through so that you can have a person look at the clock. So when you kick up, make out a one meter by 1 meter box on the floor. When you kick up, your 30 seconds for that freestanding handstand hold starts. If you come down, then the timer pauses. Let's say you've done 17 seconds. You still have 13 to go. So you kind of need someone to help you with the counting as you go through this. It's really difficult to do it on your own, but if you are on your own, you might just need to figure that out. If you are, this is obviously quite advanced. If you're not very good on your hands, then set yourself a maximum 3 attempts to get the 30 seconds at the start and end of each block. So at least you get some practice every time without having to sort of scale this back to against a wall because I think it's extremely unlikely that handstand hold against a wall will come up. Maybe it will, but handstand hold freestanding I think will come up at some point during the season. So 3 attempts to get that done. And then you're chipping your way through these other sets. So you go in either the mixed lunges, which if you look at the notes, 1 in the front rack and 1 overhead. And then you have the heavy double unders, the ring muscle ups. If you are really struggling with muscle ups, then you can reduce this down to a lower number per set, so that the ring muscle up should not take more than 3 sets to get the 10 reps done. Or if you lower that down to, let's say, 5, 6, 7 reps, because you know you can hit 2, 2, 2 or whatever it is, then lower it down to that so you're not having to do more than 3 sets to get the muscle ups in, just so that you can, yes, you can get some reps in, but we can also maintain some intensity to the session. And then just an extra note, I understand that I'm putting in heavy double unders and drag rope double unders and things like that. That's not going to show up at quarterfinals. So if your goal is just to make it to semifinals or to place as high as you can in quarterfinals, then you should probably just sub this for regular double unders and you can do 50 reps each set, because that probably will show up in the open or quarterfinals. If you know that you have a very good chance of getting to semifinals, you're going to be one of those athletes either on the bubble or you feel really confident of getting to that next stage, then you need to get hold of things like a heavy rope or a drag rope, because they are the type of things that show up in competition that can really catch you by surprise if you haven't practiced it. And someone who does is just going to be so far ahead of you because they practice that movement. And you don't want to get to the competition that you've been training really hard for, and a movement like double unders, which is relatively simple, show up and just completely knock you out of contention because you haven't touched on those movements before. So if you know you're going to be competing at those higher level competitions, then get yourself hold of this different types of equipment.